Now let's see here. What options should we use here? Wait for them to finish the discussion, move closer to try to follow the conversation, or try to get Dusk's attention. Well, let's wait for them to finish the discussion. No, let's move closer. Dusk turns around to you. So, Aaron, he asks, what do you think? This is indeed a map of the Builder complex. The team and I have split the exploration in 4 groups. One going to the armory, one visiting the underground facilities, and another visiting someplace that roughly translates to the part cycler. If you want to come with me, we can choose between the general storage area and what seem to be some kind of elevated gardens. Or you can remain here to keep an eye on the laser scanner if you wish. The choice is yours. I'm not going to be sitting here watching a laser scanner. Let's see here. Let's go to the storage. I think it's best to visit the elevated gardens. I don't care about the danger. I'm all about danger. Let's see here. The storage. So the storage might be interesting. The elevated gardens might be interesting too, but let's go to storage. Dusk takes the lead, and you reach a large building on the opposite side of the dome. The towering crucible structure has multiple doors on the sides, each of them taller than the one before. Its walls are light, of a pale blue, with golden brown finishes around the signs scattered across the area. Dusk stops in front of one of the smallest doors, only a few centimeters taller than you, and starts pushing it to the side to make it slide. Slowly but surely, it starts to move. Dusk enters first, and you follow. If the depot seemed large from the outside, it's even more impressive seen from the inside. Massive, sturdy shelves tower left and right, surrounded by odd machinery and cylindrical containers. While you're still studying the structure, Dusk calls you over. Look here, Aaron, he says, indicating the lower shelves in front of him. What do you see? It isn't easy to inspect the shelves with just your helmet lights, but you notice they're all empty. This is not what I would expect from a settlement that used to be inhabited. See? Damn it. What do you think happened here? Maybe the rest of the depot will have something. Is it possible they just emptied the storage when they left? I'm going to ask the first one. At first, I thought they abandoned this place and took everything with them. But look, there's no dirt or dust anywhere I could see. And everything seems to be exactly where it should. It seems more as if it was never inhabited in the first place. Oh, interesting. There are far too many unknowns about Patir and this settlement to be certain of anything, though. He pulls another instrument from a waist pouch, then begins gathering samples from around the depot, both from the ground and on the shelves. The procedure takes a few minutes. He puts them in one of the cylinders. The procedure takes a few minutes. He then puts them in one of the cylinders on his back and starts moving to the next room, signing for you to follow him. You follow Dusk around the building, but the results are the same. The depot is full of empty, untouched containers and barren racks of incredible state of preservation. After Dusk gathers the last samples, you follow him outside, where you join the other teams leaving the building with their samples. Next stop, Aventine. Well, that was rather anticlimactic. See, it's funny, my the amount of RAM scoop that I have, I can just remain cloaked the entire time. But I will decloak, because why not? Plus, that engine I'm using actually burns fuel. So, good thing I actually have a good way to get more fuel. But man, I can't wait till I get access to the other engines, the bigger ones, because those are going to be fantastic. We'll see. Actually, I don't know. Maybe they won't. Alright, let's go land on this planet and see what's happening. Oh, I landed on the wrong planet. So let's land on Aventine. Here we go. Okay. Let's check the spaceport anyway. Nothing's happening. Whoops, wrong thing. Depart. I land on Viminal and not Aventine. Oops. Oh, you know what I should also get? I should get my my support ships. After disembarking from the Superior personal ship, you help the Remnant carry out what they found in the Builder settlement. The other teams gathered a lot of artifacts during the trip, from oddly shaped vials to tall pieces of ancient machinery. You help Dusk carry a small crate containing a dozen or so cylindrical objects, roughly as large as your hand behind a transport lid. Roughly as large as your hand behind a transparent lid. Thank you for your help, Captain. What's the next move? What's in the crate? What's the next move? Now that we know how to safely access the site, I'm going to need to organize our next mission. If you meet me in the spaceport a few hours from now, I should have everything ready. In the meantime, make sure to prepare a large enough freighter for takeoff. Chances are we will need at least 100 tons of free space in the cargo hold for the complete payload. Guess what I have? Let's see. Superior personal ship. What do you got? Ship info. Cargo space. 171 tons. Good to go. I have enough. Otherwise, I would just get rid of submissions. So let's see. Oh boy. It doesn't take long for you to see Dusk. He's waiting for you under a canopy next to your landing pad, right at the edge of Aventine Space Starport. We are almost ready to go, he says, but I've run into a problem. My plan for our next mission was to have a repeat of the last expedition, but this time carrying a temporary laboratory to this builder site. I was able to gather most of the instruments I was looking for in the local scientific facilities, but none of the mobile laboratories I am authorized to requisition by default were in good enough condition to fly. Because of that, before we can start a mission, we will need to make a stopover at the Babili in the Arculus system. I was able to convince the prefects on Viminal to reallocate one of the outposts that they just had delivered there to our mission, given it has a higher priority than the mining expeditions they are setting up. After outfitting it with our research equipment, it has reached a mass of 97 tons. Great. You help Dusk transport the chosen instruments to your ship. You also make sure to leave enough space for the facilities you're going to take from Babi Alley. As you're walking back to the ship's controls, Dusk reminds you to bring as many ram scoops with you as possible. You're going to need them in order to complete the mission while cloaked. Guess what? Got enough! So we're gonna go to where are we going? Babi Alley. We're going to that one. I have so much ram scoop, I'm not even worried. We're landing on Babi Alley. Dusk coordinates indicate the border of a large canyon near the equator of Babi Alley. Unlike most of the cracks on the surface, this one shows signs of geological activity. You narrowly avoid a stream ejecting from a geyser in the canyon as you pass overhead. As you land, a row of remnant structures are clearly visible running parallel to the cliff. The local crew assists in loading the modular laboratory. Oh my god, the modular laboratory split across 3 pallets. With them arrives a separate package containing a surveillance satellite to be deployed near Patir while cloaked. Done! Let's do this. We'll go to Nania, we'll cloak, and then we'll take it from there. Laboratory, how do you pronounce it? I pronounce it both ways apparently, because I normally say laboratory, but sometimes I say laboratory, so very interesting. Speech is such a weird thing. Oh, get a little shot there. Where are we? Okay, we still got a lot of ways to go. Yeah, it's such an interesting thing. I like these mission chains though. It gives you something to do. Oh, good to go. Cloak. All cloaked. Let's do this. The probe slowly moves away from your ship, opening the external panels and the instrumentation. As you watch, it turns into a dim point of light. The remnant team confirms that it's functioning correctly. Time to land on the asteroid. Here we go. Shh, we're cloaked. Oh, cool. Approaching the settlement from the northeast, you park the Superior personal ship once again next to the airlock array. It's almost starting to become a familiar sight by now. With the cargo ramp pointed towards the entrance and the post-flight checklist completed, the remnant team begins to deploy the lab while you remain in the cockpit. Keep an eye on the Kase activity. I read that wrong. Blah, blah, blah. Keep an eye on the Kase activity. The researchers work quickly and nearly without issue in the light gravity of the asteroid. Besides the occasional lost screw, however. Oh my god, I keep reading this wrong. Besides the occasional lost screw. However, the construction job still takes nearly the entire day. With the Kase still oblivious and the lab set up, you take advantage of the opportunity to stretch your legs and pay a visit to the researchers in the new outpost. So, Captain, asked Dusk, meeting you at the entrance, what do you think of it? Oh my god, it's beautiful. Look at it. Well, it seems rather functional. That's all? I'll say it's beautiful because I'm such a nice guy. He smiles. It has a certain charm for sure. As a repurposed mining hub, its capabilities would be quite limited for a laboratory, but it should comfortably house a few people for as long as needed. Besides, he adds, there's all the space you could ask for to stretch your legs inside the dome. You step inside the lab's internal door, removing your helmet now that the atmosphere is breathable. Dust takes you around the cylindrical hub to show the various sections of it. The sleeping quarters, small but not cramped, the extravehicular research module, a flexible corridor connecting it to the airlock and housing spacesuits with rather unwieldy instruments, and so on. As the tour comes to an end, you and Dusk return to the entrance, where the rest of the team is split between checking the expedition's equipment and preparing something to eat. You are about to dine now, Dusk mentions. Oh no, we are about to dine now, Dusk mentions. There is an extra seat in case you would like to join us. Oh yeah, I would. I would be happy to. Lacking a true dining room, the meal has been set up on a table between the bunks of researchers. It takes a few tries to find a position in which everyone is at least somewhat comfortable, and the dinner can finally begin. You notice that the portions of the rather unappealing remnant food are much smaller than what you're used to seeing them eat. Similar to yours, in fact. One of the researchers notices you looking at her plate and replies, I assume you've been told about I assume you have been told about the symbiont and their increased nutritional needs by now. What? The 4 have been selected for this mission in part because of the fact that we are part of the small number of scientists that do not wear one, which makes us better suited for the expeditions with limit. I don't remember this at all. What's happening here? Did I what is a symbiont? This is blowing my mind. I must have just forgotten this. I don't even remember this detail. Oh my god! I this is blowing my mind. I can't even remember. Did I miss this? I must have missed this detail. Oh my god! So they have symbionts? Let's see. What's your reason for not having a symbiont? For me, the reason is medical. My body rejected the symbiont quite violently shortly after the initial operation, to the point that even attempting to install another would be very risky. But if you ask around, the causes are quite varied. As the dinner comes to an end, you and Dusk move back near the entrance. Our current plan is to remain at the outpost for 1 or 2 months, exploring the builder's settlement and studying everything it has to offer. Don't go too far in the meantime, though. Emergencies can always happen, and you are supposed to be our ride back when the time comes. He pauses for a few seconds to think. If you're interested, perhaps you can remain here with us to help with the research. You would need to sleep in your starship, of course, and the supplies would be slightly more limited, but neither issue is a showstopper. It's up to you. Of course I'm going to accept the offer. It's only a few months, and what's that in game time? Nothing. Perfect then. See you tomorrow. You move back aboard your ship and walk up to the bunks to prepare for the night. However, you notice out of a window that the full remnant team has come out of the lab, staring up at the sky. You attempt to contact them, but the only result is an eerie quiet. All of a sudden, you realize what is wrong. The starry night is gone, and a sky of an overwhelming black now surrounds everything and everyone. As your eyes adapt to a featureless sky, you notice brief, nearly imperceptible white streaks passing past your field of view in an instant. The lines become more and more visible, almost like stars during a hyperjump, when your attention is captured by a white mass slightly above the horizon. It starts as a tiny dot in the distance, then becomes bigger and bigger, until it covers the entire sky. The extreme light it produces forces you to look away for a second, and when you look back, there are even more streaks in the sky, to the point of making you feel nauseous. You can't tell how much time has passed since the phenomenon began, but it finally starts to show signs that it's coming to an end. The streaks become shorter and last longer in the sky, and the number of stars you can see becomes less and less. You begin noticing more and more details. Some streaks seem to end before reaching the horizon, while others follow a curved or even cylindrical pattern around Patir. Eventually, the stars come to a standstill and everything returns to normal. Wow, that's interesting. Still dizzy from the experience, you carefully walk back outside to speak with the remnant. By the time you reach them, they seem to have recomposed themselves and have started studying some of the holographic stellar map. What was that? Is everyone okay? I'll ask you if everyone's okay. We were all shaken by the experience, but we have much bigger problems to think about now, Dusk replies. Something is not right with the something is not right with the sky. He points at the projector. Do you see those two triangular formations near the top of the star map? That is something we call the Ember Prism, a constellation of 6 stars of similar magnitude, located far from the wastes and close to each other. While it's not visible from Earth, it should be recognizable from almost every system here, including Patir, but no longer. And that is not all. None of the constellations in the star map can be found anywhere in the sky. He stops for a second, giving a worried look to the rest of the team. We are no longer in the Ember Wastes. Oh yeah, here we go. This is going to be good, right? Let's see here. What's the options? How is that possible? Where are we then? How did we get back? Or was that a hyperspace jump then? That might be the key. We'll ask how is it possible? That was it? I have no idea, Aaron. What I could tell you for now is that we need to get a clearer idea of what we have around before deciding the next step. And there is no way to get that from here. You need to explore as far as possible in this new sector and return once you find a way out or run out of systems. I promise we will have a plan ready by the time you're back. Oh my goodness. So there is so we're okay, so that means that we are in an instanced area of space, I think. So interesting. All right, I think this might be a little short episode, but you know what? I think we're going to, hit this one and the next one like real hard. So let's get into this.